Okay, well hello everybody. Just as promised, I am going to show you how I use my vintage popcorn popper. I haven't used it for a couple months, so it was good to grab it out of the cupboard and use it again, because it's kind of fun. So the things I got together here for it are the popcorn popper themselves, and the kettle part comes out of the base. And here is the base unit, and this is the heating element. It'll plug in on it here, and then I'm going to kind of zoom in so you can see the heating element on that, which is just a electrical coil in the bottom of that. So that's the other part. And I guess I call this a silk cord, but it's not. It's a cloth one. I always call them silk cords, but it's one of those old vintage cloth ones. So when I purchased this, it looked like it only had been used a couple times, which that was awesome. And I can't remember where to get this. I think it kind of an antique-y store in Red Wing, but kind of has antiques and this, that, and the other thing and whatever. And it was way back in the corner, and it was on clearance. So of course I purchased it. And then it also came with the little instructional pamphlet that came attached with it. So I'm going to, hopefully you can see that. I'm not quite sure. I know it's evening and my lighting isn't too good in the kitchen this evening. But so there's that. And then you can, it's got the instructions on the inside. Gotta love that. Cautionary little thing here about the electrical, which is good. So that's the instruction things, and I do follow it because, you know, we're so used to just like throwing whatever together, and for something like this you better follow the instructions. And it says you can either use oil or I believe lard, and if you use oil there's a little measuring thing in the base. So these are all the parts to the thing that I need, and of course my yellow popping corn and my cooking oil. And the popcorn bowl. This originally was my father's. I can remember sitting on his lap maybe when I was 3 or 4 years old, and if we'd have popcorn, and we had an old time popper at home. I can remember it had like a big metal base with the plastic hooded bowl attached to it. You remember that? And then you'd flip it over and the popcorn be in there. That was kind of another fire hazard thing, but that's what we used. And then Dad had his own bowl. So I think I have pretty much everything I need here. I feel like I'm missing something. What would it be? Just remembered. Very important part of cooking with these old appliances, if you're going to do it, is fire extinguisher. Have a fire extinguisher around, and make sure when you're using it that it's on a, I usually do it on my stove top or something, so it's like safe and that there's not anything that is flammable or could catch on fire here. So have that also close at hand. I just purchased that today. I got my comfy loungewear clothes. I took my outfit for the day off, and my usual evening attire is a nice warm sweatshirt and a pair of lounge pants, just because it's winter and it's very cold. And in the summer I usually put like a house dress on or something, but a little too much breeze up the backside with those, so I'm going for comfort and warmth this time of year. And then later I'll put my pajamas on. So the first thing we're going to do is plug this in. Alrighty. Oh, here we roll. It's always good if there's no sparks coming out anywhere. I hope I have everything lined up so you can see it. And then it says the first thing to do is to put the oil in, and there's a little bottom measuring line, or 4 level tablespoons of lard. So there we have our oil in. Whoop. Alright, we'll seal that up. And 6 minutes, and follow the instructions exactly how they say. So I'm going to put the lid on here, and then we're going to let that warm up for 6 minutes, and then we'll be back and roll from there. Alright, our 6 minutes are up, and the oil is very hot. Smells very hot too. So be very careful at this point, I'll tell you that. So we're going to see the smoke coming off there. So 2/3 of popcorn, and I've learned to maybe be a little shy of what it needs, because I think our popcorn maybe pops bigger or fluffier or something more than it used to do. So now I'm going to pour the popcorn in I'm going to kind of go down low here, so I hopefully won't get any splatter. Oh, Lord. And then it says just to stir just to coat the popcorn. So I'm just going to stir it with my Grandma Bean's wooden spoon just to coat everything up. I'm just going to shake it a little bit. Now you don't have to do anything else except put the lid back on before something happens. So now it takes a few minutes for this to start popping. So I was gonna have come back when it started popping, but I think we're just gonna hang out here and wait for it to pop, because you know what? The best part of when you're popping popcorn is the anticipation of waiting for it to start popping. Or do you remember when, and you can still buy them, the Jiffy Pop popcorns, where you can do it over the stove top, or we've taken and done over campfires too, which is kind of precarious. You got to be careful about that. But it's anticipation waiting for those first kernels to start popping. That's kind of the fun part of popcorn, is the waiting part. So, plus you can like, when's it going to start popping? How long does it take? This gets pretty hot pretty quick. So, like I said, that's why we have the circle of safety right here. Nothing too close to it, just for precautionary reasons. My little puppy is standing off right here now looking, because she loves popcorn. Both my dogs love popcorn. So Molly's just sitting right off in the side there, staring at the popcorn popper, because she knows what's going on. She knows what's coming pretty soon. So right now I should be melting a little bit of butter maybe. We'll do that when it's all done. And if you're going to have popcorn and you're going to do it and have homemade popcorn, why not have a little bit of butter on it? I think while you guys are watching this, I'm going to go get my butter and get a little bit of butter ready. So you keep an eye on this for me. I'll be right back. I'm just going to step over to my refrigerator here. And I just happen to have some leftover butter in my little butter dish. So really, I should get a saucepan out and do it the old-fashioned way over the stovetop. But since I have my microwave right here, I'm going to use the microwave. Sorry. Not very vintagey. But we have to mix new and old together, don't we? Because someday our microwave will be at my son's old appliance. Who knows what he'll be cooking out of. It's starting to make a little bit of sound. It's probably really noisy right now. I have my radio on in the background, I have my microwave going, and popcorn. Good timing. Molly has just moved a foot forward, so she's almost in the kitchen. She's watching it pop. I love dogs that make their head go tilted and their ears go up. It doesn't take too long. Not really any longer than your ear popper would. Or making a bag of popcorn in the microwave. Hopefully I've got the popcorn amount right, because I've done this before and it's come on. Because you always want to put a little more in. You don't need to. Put what it says in. Follow the instructions. I'm a bad instruction person when it comes to cooking, because I don't like doing it. I don't like to follow the instructions. And puppy number 2 has showed up. Now Molly's down at my feet. Because I always spill when I'm transferring. I always spill it from one to another. I'm going to take my butter out of here. Sorry about that. Get everything ready. I'm just going to grab a little spoon here to stir up my butter. It's a treat. I usually do the healthy air pop stuff, honestly, but since you're coming over tonight, I thought I'm going to have a little bit of treat, put a little bit of butter on it. You want some popcorn, don't ya? Don't you love that sound? I do. And the smoke coming out of it. At least it's not coming out of the cord area or the plug-in. The lid is starting to move a little bit, so we must be getting some volume in there. I don't peek when we're doing this. When I hear the popcorn kind of slowing down a little bit, I'll pull it off there. The handle doesn't get hot. It's attached to the popcorn thing. The base, that's like fire. I was gonna like do a little, show you what it looks like inside, but I don't think that'd be very safe. Here it goes. This is about the time that I will unplug it, as the instructions state. It's usually got enough heat to finish up what I'm doing in there. Alright, this is the precarious part. Let's make a little bit of room here. Then I like to get it off the coils, because if you leave it on there, because the coils are hot, it will burn the bottom of the popcorn. So it does a really good job. And that coil is just as smoking. So then I won't put this back on there, because it's awesome because it pops everything. It doesn't burn it. You'd think it would with that really extreme heat. It doesn't burn it. Almost every popcorn kernel is almost popped in there. You just gotta love that. So I will just cover this up, just shake it out a little bit. I'll relid that and keep it off the coil. Oh, now I know why it is smoking so bad. I dropped a piece of popcorn in there, and it landed on the element. That's why it's smoking. So probably maybe wouldn't be doing that as bad as it is. And I will leave that in there until much later when it is cooled down a little bit. So let's just do a little transfer here of my stuff. Put that here, and as long as you're over, I'm going to finish all of it because you're here waiting. Alright, so put a little bit of butter. I think I put too much popcorn in here like I usually do. And then I'm going to stir that up just a little bit. I will drop some more on the floor, which my puppy is very excited about. She's at my feet right now, eating kernels up. She loves it. And that's that. And one more thing you have to have on the popcorn is a little bit of salt. And of course I will be using my grandma's little salt and pepper shaker. She used to have these in her old camper. Alright, well, our popcorn's done for the night. I'm glad you came over and we could make popcorn together. I just love that. That's nice. I can share those with somebody. And I wish you could taste it because it's delicious. Gotta love that. So, take a little look here. Thanks for coming over, everybody. We'll see you next time.